Alright, little buddy. Come on, short stick. Alright, go get that dark plastic bag right here. Come on. Big leap. Good boy.
Oh, it wasn't as dramatic as last time.
Well, you're getting used to it by now.
Yeah. Hey guys, Danielle at Summerfield Farm and Draft Horses here today, and it is a very wet, cold, yucky day in North Carolina. Oh, looks like my screen's, hold on, seeing you guys up. There, is that better? Not really. Anyway, welcome to the farm if you're new to the channel. I got a couple of new subscribers, so thank you very much for subscribing to my channel and coming to visit every once in a while. I do try to bring you guys along as much as possible. I don't know what, there we go. So you can see what I'm doing here and doing with the horses and doing around the farm. And we're a very, very small farm. I have chickens, but it's mostly horse farm. I take 1 or 2 or 3, 4, hopefully, horses per year. And we rehab them from being slaughter horses and mistreated to wonderful trail horses. So yeah, so this is our barn that we've been working on, and it's really, really, really big. If you haven't seen any of the other videos, I've been just working on this. Darcy's stall gets flooded a lot, so I used some of the extra granite sand I had to build it up a little bit, and I did it over there. There was another spot that was a little low. So today it's been a busy day because we are going to move the horses from that pasture to this pasture for the rest of the winter and let that one rest, because that one, if you've seen any of my other previous videos, I had a Belgian. Her name was Gracie Mae, and after about 4 months of being here, maybe 3 months, I don't know, something like that, she was ready to go to a new home. Well, a lot of people came to look at her, a lot of people was interested in her, but none of them wanted to do what I felt was good for her, and that was to be a trail horse. She was a very heavy built Belgian, and she had some issues about being handled with people, about getting out of the pasture, so she much rather be left alone. I don't know what happened in her past, but she was just one of those horses that was, she doesn't want to be bothered too much. She was great under saddle. She did what she was supposed to be told, but we believe that she was a possible cart horse that was just a work horse and then just thrown right back out into the pasture again. So I wanted to make sure I had a home that gave her that ability to continue to work with people, but also to be not fussed with too much and not wanting to be worked as a dressage horse. I don't know why people want to do that with Belgians or even draft horses, but they do. So anyway, before I get off track, yesterday we put her into the Dixie Horse Auction, and the Dixie Horse Auction is a huge auction. Like, people come from everywhere, big stables. They come and do the agility trials, all sorts of everything, and they show off what they have. I will put a little slideshow in here to show you a little bit what it was like. It was pretty crazy. So let's do that right now. There you go. okay, so yeah, what do you think? That was just crazy. So there was like all sorts of horses there and goats and donkeys. Well, no goats. Well, yeah, there was goats. Somebody was selling goats. But so she went in. She had a really late number because it was a last minute decision to put her in. So she was very, very late in the day. But it was kind of interesting to kind of get around and see everything on a different side, because usually I'm the buyer and not the seller. So it was nerve-wracking, scary. She did pretty okay. You know, she listened to, I didn't get any video while I was there because I was just too busy with her. But there were a lot of dealers. Oh God, they were awful. They would come over and just like grab her face and look at her teeth and walk away. Or they'd look at me and say, well, how old is she? And I tell them, and then they'd grab her face and look at her teeth. I mean, it was just rude. I mean, some of these people are real jerks. So, not to say that dealers aren't jerks, not all of them, but they were just rude. It was just awful. And then there was this one guy. I'm not going to say any names or anything, but he had said a name that I recognized and said that he was going to give that guy one of his hip numbers, because I guess he reserved like a bunch for some of the horses he was bringing in, and he had 2 left over. So he's like, and I came up to ask him that one day because I was really worried. I was looking around of where I needed to be, and I didn't know how to check her in, and the place was just amazing. Unless you've been there before, it's really, I mean, there's like a lot of barns. So when people say, oh yeah, go around the corner and go to the other barn, which one? There's like 10. So I stopped this one guy, and come to find out, I'm gonna dub it Dealer's Alley, because that's between the main barns and where everybody was able to be parking. It was like a giant alleyway, and that's where all the dealers would like race their horses up and down, and it's just, I thought it was pretty awful. But anyway, that's just me, my personal experience. So he tried to give me one of his hip numbers. So I called a friend of mine who, that little donkey that you saw in there, that's not a donkey. That's not a little one. That's a mammoth donkey. And so anyway, she was there before, and I called her up and I said, hey, what do you think about the situation? He's going to give me his hip number. It'll bring me up about 200 horses. I might be in a better position as far as getting a buyer for her. What do you think? And she goes, well, here's the thing. You have his hip number. If they don't change it on the paperwork, he's getting your check. So I said, okay, never mind. We're not going to do that. So I kept my very low hip number, and he went off and did his own thing. And he was kind of upset because like he cornered me the day that we got there, and he asked me about the hip number, and I said, no, I trained it in. I decided to keep my own. And he got all indignant. So I guess it was all right. It was a good call. Come here, boys. So anyway, if you're new to the channel, that is Jarvis right there. Come on, come here, come here. And I think I hear Darcy doing his thing. Come here, come here, come on. He's just stared at me. There he comes. He doesn't know he's being let out over here. So yeah, so it was just crazy. And Gracie froze in the ring because she was scared. It was loud. I didn't have enough chance to get in there to show her the ring, so she was nervous. Come on, come here. You're gonna be let out. And she was just so frightened. So she didn't get nearly what I wanted for her, but I'm gonna let these guys out. Come on, boys. This is gonna be interesting. Come on. Come on, come on. He's like, yay. No, maybe not. Oh, come on. Come on, Darcy. That's Mr. Darcy. He's like, oh, we can come over here. And I'll go check out the new barn. There you go. You go check it out. And I put up the gate and everything, so this is all new over here for him. What do you think, buddy? What do you think? You're rolled. Oh, you're a mess. Hi. You guys can't go back over there, though. I'm going to shut this gate. So, alrighty. Hi! Oh, Darcy's happy. He just tossed his head. you got again? We're gonna check out the barn. They've never been over here since the barn's been open. You gonna check out the rest of the barn? Darcy is. Come on with me. Come on with me. What do you think, Darcy? You like it? He's like, yeah. I still have to pick up all that mess. What do you think, Mr. Nose? I love this horse. See you later. Oh, Darcy's happy. He's gonna roll. Come on, let's go check him out. Come on. Somebody is happy. So yeah, they're a little happy. I gotta see what husband is gonna do. I think he wants out. You want out? Hold on, I gotta let husband out. So, you're happy. I don't know what he's planning on doing, but I gotta go feed the boys. And I'm gonna let them just relax and everything, all that stuff. The good part is, the girl that bought her, she lives right in Lexington here, Lexington, North Carolina, and she breeds Brabants. And if nobody knows what a Brabant looks like, it's a type of Belgian. It's not the brown typical Belgian that you guys all see here. I'll put a picture in right here. So that's a Brabant, and actually that was Gracie's new husband, so to speak. So she's going to be a trail horse and a broodmare for this particular stallion, and she is going to further her genes and his genes to make that breed better. So I'm pretty happy. I get to see her. I know where she's at. So yeah. So if I could go about and do it again, there'd be things that I do differently. But I couldn't ask for a better home for her. She didn't go to a dealer. I was so worried about that. But being so late in the day, that girl stayed all afternoon, because I've seen her 3 or 4 different times during the day, checking her out, looking at her feet, looking at her mouth, asking questions and stuff like that. So I think she'll be okay. She'll do just fine. You know, once they go through an auction, that's usually pretty much it. You never see them again. But hopefully we'll see her offspring. So we'll see. I don't know. Well, I'm gonna go get me some lunch. You don't need to see him pooping. And I'm gonna come back out and finish up a couple things. But I just wanted to kind of give you guys a little update. Oh, no, you're not done yet. And let you know how these two guys are doing. They're obviously doing just fine, and they're very happy to be buddies again. So come the springtime, we're probably going to be on the hunt for another skinny mini, and it's going to be a gelding. Has to be a gelding, and probably a Percheron. No more Belgians. I'm done with Belgians. Between the Halflingers and the 2 Belgians that I just had, I think I'm gonna stick with this breed. I really, even though Belgians, I could try to help as many as possible, but I think as I'm doing this, I'm thinking of Percherons, the Gypsy Vanners, crosses, and the other drafty types, like the spotted drafts and stuff like that. There were a couple of spotted drafts. I'd like to check those out, but yeah, so maybe come the springtime, we'll be looking for a couple of skinny minis. I'll go to a couple auctions. The Dixie auction comes back in March or April, and maybe I'll buy one there. Who knows? And maybe I'll look for a low number and get a really good deal. So now that I've kind of been there, done that, and know who to kind of sort of watch out for and peek, is very different being on the other side of the auction. And I'm at 15 minutes. I'm gonna let you guys go. So I'll talk to you later, and have a great day. Danielle Summerfield from Summerfield Farm and Draft Horses. Have a great day, you guys. Bye.